Hello fellow traders, and today we are getting ready for another live trade session. As always, this is unscripted. We don't know what's going to happen. We're just going to go with the flow, trade in real time using the octave system. Today we have more economic news, and we have some Fed speech today, and we have some economic news releases. A very large one, the ISM number, is actually coming out. So that is going to be interesting. We'll see what kind of market moving events are going to happen with that, and we'll go ahead and trade that accordingly. What did catch my attention today though was the halo. At one point I actually saw it trending at close to 500, which I haven't seen in a very long time. So that's giving me a heads up that we might see some real market shaking events potentially. Up there it is, you see that? Now we're creeping at the 300 range. So we're going to keep an eye on this particular data segment. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up some other pairs and see what's going on. See where we're at with things. Alright, we got a power up trend. Got some mixed signals coming in. Alright. Only thing we can do is just keep an eye on the current market conditions. So we have the news release coming out in 1 minute. Let me go ahead and fix up my charts. We'll go ahead and let this go ahead and count down. We'll go from there. Alright, the markets are starting to react. So far the spreads are holding pretty good. They haven't gotten ridiculous yet, but that can change in a second. Alright, now what we need to focus on is what's coming up in about an hour. So that was pretty much a non-event, which is good for a quick scalp. So just to warm up, I think I'm going to just go ahead and take me a quick scalp right quick. And I'm going to take it on the we're at the lower threshold right here of the octave bar. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take one on the dollar yen in a minute. We'll go ahead and make some quick money on that one. That's easy. And I think I'll take one more trade on the You see right here how the halo's gone up to 454. It's definitely something to keep an eye on. Something big is brewing in the markets. Oh, there goes the British pound. That halo's always on point for detecting those moves. So I'm going to go ahead and focus on this particular trade here, and we'll go ahead and complete this one. On this particular trade here, you actually have a pattern. We have a couple different patterns that are actually present, and I'll just do a quick tutorial on patterns. We have a channel. This is what we really call is a, it's more like a wedge pattern. Something they call them pendants too. And one of the patterns is that when you have lower lows, but also you have higher highs, you see, this is consolidating. Which usually what's going to happen is you're going to end up with a breakout. Now the thing is with understanding breakouts is that you have to know what the underlying system orders are. And you're not going to find that from any indicator that's normal, standard. You're not going to find that from doing pivot points. You're not going to find that using Fibonacci or Elliott waves. The only way you're going to figure out what the underlying fundamental total market aware situation is when you have to use the octave bar. That is the only correct way to do it, because the calculations behind that is insane. And once again, the reason the octave bar was designed the way it was designed is to prevent you, the end user, from having to worry about doing all that stuff to figure out if this pattern is going to go up or down. Now, if you're doing classical textbook analysis, those analysis would tell you that the market should technically go down. That this should fall through here, break down, and keep falling. But the problem is that you can't believe anything that you're reading on the internet or getting out of books, because I'm sorry, but it was all designed to make you fail. A lot of the advanced traders, we all know this stuff is bad, and that's why we can trade against it and easily take people's money on the opposite side of all these trades. So this is why I'm trying to instill good habits in all my members and viewers on how to go about navigating the markets correctly. Now, as you see, we're in the green already on this particular position. And let me go to the correct chart. Okay, so right now we are still in an uptrend, a very on the very edge of the trend of where it can actually break down and reverse. But we know right now that the prevailing winds is still going up. Now, you've heard me say this before, that we're in the yellow area. This is scalping. Scalping means you're just coming in and out for quick profits really fast. So that's what this trade is all about. It's just about getting in, grabbing 1 or 2 pips, and then we exit. Now, while I was talking, unfortunately, we were in the green, and I kind of missed that scalp, but that's okay, because as of right now, we're still in the prevailing direction of up. So what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and capitalize on that trade on the next jump up, and then we'll go ahead and wait for some other opportunity. Got a little profit starting to surface on some of the positions we're opening, but we have quite a few open, so it might take a minute for all this to go profitable again, which is totally fine for very small drawdowns because we're trading in the main direction of the octave, so there's no need to worry about anything. Looks like my fellow sharks are hitting the markets early, cleaning out the positions, which is totally fine with us because we're on board with it too. So far it's looking good, real good. So we'll go ahead and keep an eye on this, and we'll check back in a few. Yeah, this is looking real good. Just gotta kill it, people. You just gotta kill it. Let them be on the wrong side of those markets. It's just gonna have to take all the money. Take it all. Just drain those accounts. Thank you, amateurs. Thank you, newbies. Thank you, thank you. Because of your contributions on being on the wrong side of the trade, you help pay for my lifestyle. Because you guys are using standard indicators, it helps pay for all those nice things I like. It helps pay my members who also use Octave. It funds their lifestyle. So the more of you guys that are on the wrong side of the trade, the more us Octave users make. Some might say that's not fair. I just say that's just the way the markets work. So let's go ahead, let's count down these last 9 minutes. Let's get that last oorah in. And then, until next time. Okay, I have a decent amount of money on the table with this particular trade, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start collecting my profit that I do have on the table, and then we'll reevaluate after the news for the final two economic announcements, and then we'll go from there. Okay, we got the news coming out. We'll go ahead and reevaluate the market situation.